Jai Sai Ram, Sri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 18 and 19, Part 4. Instructed in this way, the old lady was convinced. She bowed to Baba and gave up her fast. Hearing this story carefully and attentively and making its significance and appropriateness, Hemabant was most agreeably surprised. Seeing this wonderful Leela of Baba, he was moved from top to toe. He was overflowing with joy. His throat was choked and he was not able to utter a single word. Shama, on seeing him in this condition, asked him, "What is the matter with you? Why are you silent? How many innumerable leelas of Baba shall I describe?" Just at that time, the bell in the masjid began to ring, proclaiming that the noon worship and arti ceremony had begun. Therefore, Shama and Hemaband hurried to the masjid. Babu Sahib Jog had just started the worship. Women were up in the masjid and men were standing below in the open courtyard, and they were all loudly singing the arati in chorus to the accompaniment of drums. Shama went up, pulling Hemabant with him. He sat to the right and Hemabant in front of Baba. On seeing them, Baba asked Hemabant to give the dakshina brought from Shama. He replied that Shama gave namaskaras in lieu of rupees and that he was there in person. Baba said, "All right, now let me know whether you both had a chit chat, and if so, tell me all that you talked about." Not minding the sounds of the bell and the drums and the chorus songs, Hemabant was eager to tell what they had talked and started to narrate it. Baba was also anxious to hear, and so he left the bolster and leaned forward. Hemabant said all that they talked about was very pleasant, and that especially the story of the old lady was most wonderful, and that on hearing it, he thought that this Leela was inexplicable, and under the guise of that story, he really blessed him. Baba then said, "Wonderful is the story. How were you blessed? I would like to know everything in detail from you, so tell me all about it." Then Hemabant related in full the story which he had heard a little while before and which had made a lasting impression on his mind. Hearing this, Baba was much pleased and asked him, "Did the story strike you and did you catch its significance?" He replied, "Yes, Baba. The restlessness of my mind has vanished, and I have got true peace and rest and come to know the true path." Then Baba spoke as follows, "My method is quite unique. Remember well this one story, and it will be very useful to get the knowledge, realization of the self. Dhyana, meditation is necessary. If you practice it continuously, the vrittis, the thought, will be pacified. Being quite desireless, you should meditate on the Lord, who is in all the creatures, and when the mind is concentrated, the goal will be achieved. Meditate always on my formless nature, which is knowledge incarnate, consciousness and bliss. If you cannot do this, meditate on my form and from top to toe, as you see here night and day. As you go on doing this, your vrittis will concentrate on one point, and the distinction between the dhyata, meditator, dhyana, act of meditation, dhyaya, this meditated upon will be lost, and the meditator will be one with the consciousness and be merged in the Brahman. The mother tortoise is on the one bank of the river, and her young ones are on the other side. She gives neither milk nor warmth to them. Her mere glance gives them nutrition. The young ones do nothing but remember, meditate upon their mother. The tortoise glance is to the young one a downpour of nectar, the only source of sustenance and happiness. Similar is the relation between the Guru and the disciple. When Baba uttered these last words, the chorus of the Arati song stopped, and all cried out loudly in one voice, "Victory be to our Sadguru Sainath Maharaj, who is existence, knowledge and bliss." Dear readers, let us imagine that we are at this time standing among the crowd in the masjid, and let us join them in this Jai Jaikar. After the Arati ceremony was over, Prasad was distributed. Babu Sahib Jog advanced as usual, and after saluting Baba, gave into his hand a handful of sugar candy. Baba pushed all this quantity into the hands of Hemabant and said to him, "If you take this story to your heart and remember it well, your state will be sweet as sugar as the sugar candy. All your desires will be fulfilled and you will be happy. Hemavant bowed before Baba and implored, "Do favor me like this. Bless and protect me always." Baba replied, "Hear this story, meditate on it and assimilate its spirit. Then you will always remember and meditate on the Lord, who will manifest himself to you." Dear readers, Hemamant got prasad of sugar candy then, and we now get the prasad of sugar candy or nectar of this story. Let us drink it to our heart's content, meditate on it and assimilate it, and be strong and happy by Baba's grace. Amen. Towards the end of the 19th chapter, Hemaband had dealt with some other matters which are given below. Baba's advice regarding our behavior. The following words of Baba are general and invaluable. If they are kept in mind and acted upon, they will always do you good. Unless there is some relationship or connection, nobody goes anywhere. If any man or creature come to you, do not discourteously drive them away, but receive them well and treat them with due respect. Sri Hari will be certainly pleased. If you give water to the thirsty, bread to the hungry, clothes to the naked, and your veranda to the strangers for sitting and resting, if anybody wants any money from you, if you are not inclined to give, do not give, but do not bark at them like a dog. Let anybody speak hundreds of things against you. Do not resent by giving any bitter reply. If you always tolerate such things, you will certainly be happy. Let the world go topsy-turvy. You remain where you are standing or staying in your own place. Look calmly at the show of all things passing before you. Demolish the wall of difference that separate you and me, and then the road for our meeting will be clear and open. The sense of differentiation as I and thou is the barrier that keeps away the disciple from his master, and unless that is destroyed, the state of union or atonement is not possible. Allah Malik, God is the sole proprietor. Nobody else is our protector. His method of work is extraordinary, invaluable, and inscrutable. His will be done, and He will show us the way and satisfy our heart's desire. It is not on account of Runanubandh, former relationship, that we have come together. Let us love and serve each other and be happy. He who attains supreme goal of life is immortal and happy. All others merely exist, live so long as they breathe, encouraging good thoughts and fruition. It is interesting to note how Sai Baba encouraged good thoughts. You have to surrender yourself completely to him with love and devotion, and you will see how he helps you off and on in so many things. Some saints have said that when you get a good thought immediately after awakening from your sleep, and if you develop the same afterwards during the day, your intellect will be unfolded and your mind will attain calmness. Hemabandh wanted to try this. On one Wednesday night, before going to bed, he thought, tomorrow is Thursday, an auspicious day, and the place is Shirdi. It's a holy place, so let me pass the whole day in remembering and chanting the Ramanama. And then he slept. Next morning, when he got up, he remembered without any effort the name of Rama and was much pleased. He then, after finishing his morning duties, went to see Baba with flowers. When he left Dikshit Vada and was just passing Bhutis Vada, the present Samadhi Mandir, he heard a beautiful song that was being sung nicely by one Aurangabadkar in the masjid before Baba. The song was Guru Kripanchan Payo Mere Bai, etc. by Eknath, in which he says that he got collyrium in the form of Guru's grace, which opened his vision and made him see Rama in and out, in sleep and dream and waking state, and everywhere there were so many songs. And why was this song particularly chosen by Aurangabadkar, a devotee of Baba? Is this not a curious coincidence arranged by Baba to feed the determination of Hemabandh to sing unceasingly Ramanama during the day? All saints agree on and lay stress upon the efficacy of uttering Rama's name in fulfilling the ambitions of the Bhaktas and in protecting and serving them from all calamities. Variety in Upadesh. Slanderer condemned. Sai Baba required no special place or any special time for giving instructions. Whenever any occasion demanded, he gave them freely. Once it so happened that a Bhakta of Baba revealed another behind his back before other people. On leaving aside merits, he dwelt on the faults of his brother and spoke so sarcastically that the hearers were disgusted. Generally, we see the people have a tendency to scandalize others unnecessarily, and this brings on hatred and ill will. Saints see scandal in another way. They say that there are various ways of cleansing or removing dirt, especially by means of earth, water, soap, etc. But a scandal monger has got a way of his own. He removes the dirt of others by his tongue, so in a way obliges the person whom he reviles, and for this he is to be thanked. Sai Baba had his own method of correcting the scandal monger. He knew by his omniscience what the scandaler had done, and when he met him at noon near the Lendi, Baba pointed out to him a pig that was eating filth near the fence and said to him, "Behold now, with what relish it is gorging the dung. Your conduct is similar. You go on reviling your own brethren to your heart's content. After performing many deeds of merit, you are born as a man. And if you act like this, will Shirdi help you in any way?" Needless to say that the Bhakta took the lesson to his heart and went away. In this way, Baba went on giving instructions whenever necessary. If these are borne in minds and acted upon, the spiritual goal is not far off. There is a proverb which says, "If there be hurry, he will feed me on my cot." This proverb is only true in respect of food and clothing. But if anyone trusting on this sits quiet and does nothing in spiritual matters, he will be ruined. One has to exert himself in his utmost for attaining self-realization. The more he endeavors, the better for him. Baba said that he was omnipresent, occupying land, air, country, world, light and heaven, and that he was not limited. To remove the misunderstanding of those who thought that Baba was only his body, 3.5 cubits in length, he incarnated himself in this form, and if any devotee meditated on him day and night with complete self-surrender, he experienced complete union without any difference with him, like sweetness and sugar, waves and sea, ice and the luster. He who wants to get rid of the cycle of birth and death should lead a righteous life with his mind calm and composed. He should always engage himself in good actions, should do his duties and surrender himself heart and soul to him. He need not then be afraid of anything. He who trusts him entirely, hears and expounds his leelas and does nothing of anything else, is sure to attain self-realization. Baba asked many to remember his name and to surrender to him, but to those who wanted to know who they were,